If we organize together, if we fight together, if we persist together, we can win. We can, and we will.
You've probably heard by now that Senator Elizabeth Warren has made it official she will be running for president in 2020. You've also likely heard a lot of the by now standard punditizing about what it all means, with various hot takes about whether she can avoid being pinned as unlikable, or whether her drinking a beer in her kitchen was sufficiently authentic, or whether because she didn't run in 2016 she's missed her moment. Now, as someone in the business of covering and analyzing American politics, I am genuinely sympathetic to the ways in which the insatiable demands for content means a fair amount of shallow, quick takes on optics and electability, what have you. But I want to offer some advice to you, the viewer and voter, and really out loud to myself as a kind of New Year's resolution as we enter the presidential campaign. Ignore that nonsense. Seriously. 2016 represented the reductio ad absurdum of a political media industrial complex addicted to the spectacle and personal drama. And it is our job, all of our job, to do better this time around. So, while there will be plenty of reasons to legitimately scrutinize the political successes and failures of various candidates, their messages, strategies, approaches, inconsistencies, what should count most for us doing the covering and for you out there making the decisions about who to support and vote for ultimately is what the candidate's worldview is, what their platform calls for concretely, how they've conducted themselves in the past as a window into how they might be in the future, and what we can best find out about their mettle and their judgment. Who will they fight for? What will they fight for? Can they be trusted to do what they say? Everything else is noise. And trust me, there will be an awful lot of noise in the next 22 months. We're committed to try to turn down the din and listen and ask and get questions and answers about what matters. Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.